Welcome to our video on tarot live reading etiquette. I am Bradley Moonchild.
And I'm Nao.
And we are going to give you some tips and tricks to make your experience better when you come on to not only ours, but other tarot readers' live readings.
You want to shine like the sun, don't you? You want to come up in that live reading and you want to shine, shine, shine. You want everybody to notice you're here, that you're there, to get divine wisdom, to let the sun shine upon you and fill you up with light. And now we can totally respect that desire and the urge to be enlightened. But there are just a few things that you want to keep in mind so that way everything follows the flow.
You're going to have to sit back, relax, be still in the moment, and be willing to donate some of your energy for some of ours. This is what we do for a living. This is also what we do for fun. We enjoy this. And when we do this, we are separating ourselves from the rest of our environment to bring you and us into this astral connection for an exchange of energy that we can just hang in there and have faith and let the divine will be done.
Questions that you want to ask your live tarot reader kind of are embodied in the Two of Swords. You have a couple decisions that you have to make, and swords cut both ways. So there are some questions that are definitely out of league for a professional tarot reader if they are ethical. So for example, no medical questions, no legal questions, and no financial questions, because plain and simply, a live tarot reader is not qualified to answer any of those questions. If you have a medical question, go to a doctor. If you have a legal question, contact your lawyer. And if you have a financial question, search out a certified personal financial advisor. But don't bring that to us tarot readers because we're not qualified and we don't want that responsibility, at least the smart ones of us. So think of a question instead that will actually serve you in a purpose that can help you form the decisions that you need to make, but that doesn't stray into that funky territory.
This is learning. Six of Swords. I chose the Six of Swords. We see this, we're leaving the unfamiliar when it comes to questions. Exactly what Nao said. So where do we want to gear our questions? All right. Maybe we don't know. All right. You don't know your question. This is about going off and learning on your own, like figuring it out. So try with a question. If there's a few things on your mind, and here's my chance to say it. If you're in the woods and you come across a bear and there's a fire in the woods, are you going to run away from the bear into the fire? Are you going to run away from the fire towards the bear? Or are you going to run away from the fire and the bear? Let's find a general direction. I think I know what Nao's laughing at, but give yourself a chance. If you don't know what the question is specifically, don't be as direct as you can. Okay. Don't come at us with, okay, I don't know what I want, but job, career, love, and am I pregnant? Okay. No. If you've got a few things on your mind, we can answer multiple questions. We can. But you need to tell us, you need to focus your energy, okay? Communication, because our sword's energy is our communication and our knowledge. So what do you want to know about? Communicate what you want to know about. Set your intentions.
So another thing to keep in mind when you're dealing with a live tarot reader is that reciprocity is important. They are providing a valuable service to you and taking time out of their day to perform a reading for you. Most tarot readers spend a lot of time investing in their craft, ongoing study, ongoing practice. And the one way that we can honor that is to give back financially. So the Eight of Pentacles talks about the necessity to recognize our artisans. Eight of Pentacles is a lot about artisans working hard on their craft, working diligently. And because of that, they deserve to be recognized for that time and energy and effort. And when you interact with a tarot reader, that's why giving some money back is a simple exchange so you can make sure that you are honoring the time and effort that they've spent honing their craft to then provide that service to you.
I got the Three of Pentacles. This is my favorite minor arcana card. The Three of Pentacles, this is collaborating, working together. And I love it. I almost want to pull it out of the Rider-Waite deck because I love it. It's the only pentacle that's not gold. It's concrete in our Rider-Waite Smith deck. And that's because we're laying a foundation. All right. When we're making that exchange, to me, this makes me think about when I was in the military. I was in the construction battalion in the Navy, and we have electricians, we have plumbers, we have builders, we have mechanics, and we all work together. Now, when we're going to a SWAT hut, well, we're going to have to get there, right? So we use our equipment operators to drive us. We use our mechanics to make sure the machinery is working properly. We get there, we have to lay down concrete. First, we've got to level it out. So we go back to our equipment operators, and then we have to lay the slab. So we've got our builders. All right. And then we start making the foundation of the building. Right. And so you put your builders up, you frame it, and then you bring your electricians in, your plumbers in to do the roughing in. And, while they're doing that, obviously there's no building, obviously there's no driving. So what are our mechanics doing? Our mechanics are working on the equipment while that's happening. Now we get the roughed in with the electricians and the plumbers. And what happens after that? Well, they can't do anything else until the building's put up. So what are we doing? We're all working together. We come together. We craft our we use our own crafts together for the end project. So when we exchange that energy, and it doesn't have to be a monetary exchange. Yes, just like Nao said, we spend time, energy, money. We use our own money to do this. We have to pay phone bills. We have to pay for internet. We have to pay for the equipment that we use. And okay, I'm a tarot reader. Do you do astrology? Do you do numerology? Do you do anything else? It's an exchange of service. And this also goes when we're, when we're communicating. You got to, like, if you're all over the place with your energy, if you're not focusing and giving us your full energy and you're thinking about a million different things, all those things are going to come out in the card. Mm-hmm. So it's that foundation that you want to lay down. Like, what do you want? How bad do you want it? What is it worth to you to have this?
So another thing we want to keep in mind while we're dealing with our live tarot reader is the concept of respect. And the Six of Wands really touches base on this, because the Six of Wands is all about our reputation, our standing in our community. And we want to be revered and we want to be respected. Again, because we've worked really hard on not only our craft, but it takes a lot of guts to get on a live and to talk to people, total strangers. It's public speaking just like any other. So you, being a participant, should respect the courage that it takes to be in front of so many eyes. So come into the room. First off, take a look around, see what other people are saying. Make sure that you read the description of the video, because oftentimes it will have instructions on how to get into the reader's queue. So do your own due diligence and take responsibility for your own engagement, and make sure you know what's going on before you speak. Trust me, Odin will appreciate that if you do. And you'll be showing the tarot reader that you respect the time and effort that they put into structuring how their lives will flow.
I wanted to use the Prince of Wands as an example. A lot of energy here. And yeah, we're talking about respect. So on this, you want to know your question. Like, you want to know the answer to your question, and you're passionately seeking out to get that. Like, you've waited until you're not going to talk to your significant other. You're not going to talk to your family member. You're not going to talk to your coworker. You're talking to us, and you want to know, so you can avoid the conflict when you go to them, right? So you've got to, with the Prince of Wands here, know what you're passionate about. Go after that, okay? If you want the answer, be respectful. Act as if you are in this position, okay? If you're in a fight, okay, and I got to bring up fight when we're talking about wands, or especially the Prince of Wands, aka the Knight of Wands. This is the one that leads, okay? When we look at leadership, when we're looking at leading into battle, we don't just go in there with our shields bouncing up and down and our axe like dropping, like we look at, I want to reference like 300, like when Spartacus led the 300 into the battle in the passageway. It's all about timing and structure and working together cohesively. So respect, if you're working together with me, if you're being direct, don't spam. Don't, like, if you're spamming, hey, I got this question. Hey, I got this question. Hey, I got this. Guess what? I know. Everybody else knows. Mm-hmm. All right. But you've taken away that element. You're spreading your energy too thin, and you're losing track of what your answer is. So keep that in mind. You want to have a tactical advantage. You want your spirit to be focused in that patience, which is what we'll talk about here in just a minute.
Yeah. So patience is important in these live sessions because you may join the room or the live and not know where you are at in the queue, what might be going on. So go ahead, like I said, with the last card with wands, about orienting yourself and make sure you understand how the process of the reader is going through to get to everybody who wants a reading. And the Four of Cups is very much a card about patience and sitting back and kind of observing things, right? Observing emotions, particularly in this instance. So take a seat, get comfortable under a Bodhi tree, if you will. Get a little Buddha, get a little Zen on, and be patient. Once you've done the due diligence of figuring out how to join the queue, understand that everybody who's also in this room sharing this experience with you, with this reader, just take your time, sit back, relax, and wait your turn. It's a pretty fundamental concept. I know, we learned about it in preschool. So just sit tight and enjoy the ride, because oftentimes when you're listening to the messages that are coming through that are before you, for the other people who are ahead of you in the queue, you can still gain a lot of wisdom and insight by just listening to what the reader is talking about, because these are universal concepts. So maybe they may not be the cards for you right now, but I guarantee they will be relevant at some point in your life.
Pull the Seven of Cups as this relates. Using your imagination, using your dreams. Like this is like daydreaming almost. Like allow yourself to like be in this awareness of a daydream. Okay, with all the people's energy that comes on. Socrates developed his thoughts while he was in the middle of battle. Okay, these came to him while he was in the middle of battle. Legit daydreaming during battle. And this is not like hiding behind the trenches battle. This is Greek battle with swords and shit, like face to face with your enemy. Seven of Cups, when we see this is, I want to know all the answers. I want to know them all right now. But you've got to channel yourself. You've got to focus. You've got to be in that right frame of mind. And when you're listening to your reading, yes, you got to let your intuition know how, because we're navigating you through your subconscious, and we're storytelling with what we see with the cards, and based on the energy that you give us. And while you're waiting for others, look, people that are on the same vibration come to the same lives. There's a message in every reading for everybody, even us. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have to take that into account, and I know Nao has to take that into account.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, I'm pulling the devil on every card. What kind of limitations do I need to fucking set for myself? Mm-hmm. But you want to know all the answers. You want to know the answer right now. Have some patience, and it'll get there. And you never know. If you listen and you have that patience, you're gonna get some other questions answered that you didn't know. You didn't know were there.
Oh.
All right. So you got your card to finish it off with?
Yes, I do.
Same time reveal?
Yeah, let's do a same time reveal.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
The moon.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Oh my God. The moon.
Oh my God, that's nuts.
I
I'm
love
not
that.
surprised.
The moon. I swear, one day I won't be surprised anymore. One
I
day.
know. I can't be. I can't be anymore.
So let's talk about the moon. So to close it out, tarot reading is all about plumbing the depths of your unconscious mind and connecting to the divine, right? So we want to pull forth these divine messages for you on our part as readers, and you want to apply the reading to your subconscious and how you can integrate it with your conscious mind, which ironically is the card that, not ironically, but totally in alignment, the card that I picked at the beginning. The sun represents often in astrology the conscious persona and the moon the unconscious. So you want to use tarot reading as a way to understand the story that's unfolding around you in your subconscious mind and bring it to the conscious surface so that way you can work with it rather than against it.
Listen to what she said, because obviously it's very much in line with what I'm about to tell you. The moon, this is about what our perception is through the veil, through the subconscious. And you know, what are we reflecting upon the energy that we're receiving? The energy, because we're not just receiving energy. Remember, energy is never destroyed or created. It is only transferred. So when we are doing this, we're having an exchange of energy. So what, from our question, from how we have behaved ourselves, from what we've been receptive to, how are we going to reflect the guidance that we received into the real world? All right. So we saw the Hanged Man for myself coming out at the beginning of this. Why do we sit still? Why do we meditate? Why do we clear our minds of all this so we can go in and we can go into those deep, dark, shadowy depths of ourselves and reflect upon the conscious world, what it is within ourselves? What mask are we going to wear? With our newfound knowledge, with our more in tuned instinct, how are we going to reflect that and connect? Now we've connected the dots, right? Because we know what to do. How are we going to connect that to the real world? Thanks for coming on with us, guys, and listening. Please take this and use it, and it's going to make your experience that much better, and you'll have a stronger, closer connection to your readers. So you can find me at www.badboytarot.com. That'll have the links to all my pages. Subscribe to my Patreon. Part of every one of my subscriptions is reading every time you catch me going live. Catch us on TikTok at Childish Moonbino, Instagram, Bradley Moonchild, Twitter, Bad Boy Tarot. And yeah, my Patreon is patreon.com/Bradley Moonchild. And hit the Facebook page, Bradley Moonchild. And you want merchandise? Bad Boy Tarot on Facebook.
Me, it's Nao, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook under the name It's Nao, or at the real It's Nao, because I have to prove that I'm the real one. I also have a Patreon, and it's also under patreon.com/It's Nao. And I am also kind of working on a TikTok a little bit. And that is also at the real It's Nao. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure to work here with Bradley, my darling friend, and we hope to see you guys out there in the Mooniverse.
I love you, Nao. Thank you so much. Catch y'all on the flip. Lust and Shadows.